we can thank FICK for making us listen to that god-awful song.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We knew exactly what song they were going to play.
No, my ears are bleeding. I don't know about you.
That's understandable. Well, I'm old, so, it's just it's already gone at this point. But like I said, regardless, we do have to talk about FICK and obviously UNTOUCHABALLS, seeing who's going to be taking this one right away as they're getting into it. I got to shout out, first of all, everyone who's come early, helping get everything set up right. It is 9 a.m. I understand you guys, went a little hard last night, but you guys got up, you got here, helping set up everything. It is very, very, very appreciative. And a question for you I have is predictions. Who do we think is going to be taking this one, going to the grand finals, and why?
That's a good question. I haven't really put too much thought into it, but I think UNTOUCHABALLS are going to take it in 7. That's going to be my prediction. I think having Aquamaniac back and having all of that team chem, they had the sub Shaded, and I think Shaded just hadn't really played a lot with them, so they put up a pretty good showing against Straw Hats yesterday in the winners final, despite the fact that they hadn't really played together as a team. So I'm kind of curious to see what the chemistry looks like when they have Aquamaniac, their captain, back. If they'll be hard hitters or if they'll take a little bit to catch up.
And see, I would say it's interesting because I was going down earlier. I was kind of looking, people asking me, where are you going to put the cutout? Where are you going to put the cutout? It's like, I think, it's going to be interesting. I think UNTOUCHABALLS will take this one. And I'm sitting here wondering, it's like yesterday, obviously, with the Super Subs goal, I didn't think that Super Dubs and Izord necessarily looked the best on LAN, right? I think they did struggle a bit. So the question is kind of going into this next match, do they, maybe that was some LAN nerves, maybe it's just a little awkward playing together. Do they get that out of their system? I don't know. FICK I am going to have to go with them still. I do think that they are just too much of a powerhouse, and I think having their full squad will be that much helpful. So you're going in 7. I'm going to go FICK in 6.
All right, yeah, I was going to say, both of these teams do seem to be pretty heavy hitters. They are both upper seeds of Div B. I don't remember if FICK, I think they're the 4 seed, and UNTOUCHABALLS are the 2 seeds. So we had 1 through 4, all of those seeds making LAN for Div B, so a bunch of heavy hitters. No Cinderella runs from Div B, but regardless, it'll just be really interesting to see how the 2 subs, or the 2 people that were not here yesterday and had subs will play. Just it's a little different playing on LAN. Everybody else had that game on LAN yesterday, but now you are on to your last life and you haven't played at LAN yet, so it'll be kind of interesting just to see who heats up first. I think that's going to be a lot of the deciding factor of how the series goes.
Yeah, it'll have to be interesting. If I had to kind of pick one person to kind of have that stand-up performance, it is going to be Super Dubs, right? Kind of Super Dubs. He didn't, like I said, he didn't play that great yesterday, in my opinion. He played decent. I was talking to Skull yesterday, kind of the sub, and it's like, yeah, it was fine. We managed it. We got the game 7, but I think I do need to see a step-up game. Because, again, if they do end up going to the grand finals, I need to see a convincing win for me to think that they have any chance against Yellow Dog, and the squad up there in the grand finals is looking pretty spicy.
Yeah, having that bracket reset for Straw Hats as well, it's very difficult to beat them once, but you have to beat them once and then beat them again right afterwards. And that takes a lot of mental fortitude, and by the time you've played that many games, fatigue starts to set in. So it is definitely a very, very difficult task for anybody that tries to go that route.
Now, as we are going to be starting here, day 2 of DCRL LAN. We've got, like I said, 2 matches before the grand finals here. UNTOUCHABALLS versus FICK in a best of 7. Both teams have their full squads back. No more subs. We got Baba back. We got Aquamaniac. We have a NDSU and UJ matchup. We've got 3 players from each school, and this is going to be a really fun battle back and forth to see who's going to punch their ticket.
Yeah, 100% here. We'll see what Xander can do trying to take this ball over to FICK net. Izord with a great clear. Gets it around Jive. This one's going to get 50'd out mid. Is anybody there from UNTOUCHABALLS? Baba's there. Not able to find a touch. Maybe got a little bit awkward. I didn't see quite what happened there, but Jive hitting this one right out to Izord. A bit of a double commit from UNTOUCHABALLS. We'll have to see if those will plague them or not. Double commits are very deadly, but that's a great bump. Kind of Super Dubs going to open up the scoring here with a great shot.
I asked for it, and I called that I was looking for Super Dubs to be the one to step up here. We see a great bump from Baba, again, back on LAN. Getting an early goal here in the first 50 seconds. UNTOUCHABALLS, again, I do think this is going to take a little bit, right? Obviously, we're playing at 9 a.m., but to have your team back, yes, they have been warming up on stage for an hour, but I do think it's going to be a little bit of a slow, awkward start. And I think off the bat, it's whoever can just play consistent, calm Rocket League will be taking game 1. Nothing flashy. You don't need to be crazy. Just try to get comfortable in this environment.
Yeah, LAN environment is so different, but kind of Super Dubs trying to put a shot on net. Jive's going to hit this one out to the corner. Baba's there right away. This one's right down the net, but Xander's there to hit it away, and Izord This one's off the backboard. Bumps Xander. It's a great bump, and that's another shot on net, but what a save coming out from Untouchaballs there. That one was very dangerous and threatening, but it's a great pass out to Xander. He's going to hit this one up towards Aquamaniac. Izord's there to hit it away. This one's going to get 50'd out mid. Jive and Baba are going to 50. Baba gets it around everybody and kind of Super Dubs rushing towards this ball, but is not going to get there in time as Aquamaniac gets it past 2. Gets a demo, but Baba is there to hit it away. Kind of Super Dubs goes missing, but Baba trying to get that one around Jive, not able to find it.
Izord might have been cut off for a second. Almost, I thought that was going to be an own goal for a split second. Izord, calm, cool, and collected though. He's got 0 boost. Does a decent job of slowing it down, but a little bit of an awkward touch there. Baba, so far, he's actually been the most consistent in terms of rotation, in my opinion. Jive now to the corner. We do see a rare Dominus sighting again. We don't see a lot of that car in game, but excited to see it on LAN here as we see Xander and Jive. A little bit of an awkward double commit there. Super Dubs, 0 boost. Aquamaniac shot, going to be off the backboard. Anyone there to follow? Cannot tell yet as we've got a little bit of a pause here. Getting back to that one. Super Dubs trying to get this touch here. That's going to be going mid. Is anyone there? Jive trying to find a touch. It's going to be going nice and high. Is anyone going to be there to follow? Ball is just floating there as we are halfway through game 1. Untouchaballs still trying to find their first goal.
Yeah, Jive's going to hit this one out. He's going to take this one in the air. 50s it with kind of Super Dubs. This one's out on the right side. We'll see what Xander can do. Gets this one out mid, but Baba with some great backboard defense. Aquamaniac trying to get something towards net there, but kind of Super Dubs going to take control of it. And Jive, a little bit of an open opportunity. It's a one-on-one. Jive versus Izord. Jive is going to get the demo on Izord. Xander catching this one, hitting this out mid, but kind of Super Dubs with some more great defense here for this Fick of It team.
Baba with a good touchdown field. Jive, actually, I was kind of expecting him to go for that one, try to get a redirect. Opted to go for a demo instead. Jive now trying to control this one. Baba tosses it mid. Jive, a little bit of an awkward situation here. Rip on target. That's going to be going high. Is anyone there for the follow? Jive doesn't have time, and we can see the resources just too low on this field. What a save coming out from Xander. Is that going the other way? Yes, it is. What a turn of events.
I believe that was an own goal, too.
Izord off Xander, off the post, and kind of Super Dubs just jump for it all the way across the field. And Super Dubs has both goals this series.
Yeah, if you're Fick of It, you want that one back, but you kind of just got to laugh that one off and keep playing your best. But Xander trying to turn this into a bit of a quick kickoff goal. It's going to be a little bit wide left here. Izord hitting this one up to kind of Super Dubs. We'll see what he can do in the air. Gets back to that ball, gets a 50 with Jive. Looks like Fick of It might be a little overcommitted here, but Baba Kanoosh is going to do a great job of stalling for time on defense. This Izord and kind of Super Dubs almost double commit there. Baba hit this one up to Izord, who is low boost. Going to try to get it around Aquamaniac. He's going to hit this one out mid, 50 it out to the side. This one's going back towards Fick of It. But Jive here with a great touch off the backboard to keep that one out of harm's way.
I really like how we're seeing controlled touches out of defense. It's not 4 boomer ball. It's not, hey, I got 7 boosts. Let me try to get a touch and it gets slammed back down our throat. They are doing a great job controlling it. Let's take it 50 and let's regroup here. As we are now 50 seconds left. Thick of it. Trying to mount an attack here. Super Dubs trying to go for a bump here. Shot. Oh, I thought it was coming in from Izord, but just a little bit of off kilter there. Baba Kanoosh trying to take 50 off the ceiling. Izord now just taking a pot shot off the backboard. Who's there for the follow-up? No one. And Untouchaballs, 30 seconds left. Again, still waiting for them to score their first goal. No own goals needed.
Yeah, Jive's going to try to get that one out mid, but everybody is there from Thick of It to shut that attack down. Baba hit this one out to the side, but Xander is going to overwhelm him and hit that one back out to the right. Both teams are kind of just playing ping pong, hitting the ball around the corner. Goes from one team to the other, back to one team. Baba Kanoosh trying to get a bit of a double. Kind of Super Dubs not able to find the angle. Izord gonna hit this one off the corner. Doesn't quite land in time to get back to that one. He's gonna take this one up the sidewall, but low boost gonna opt to let Baba Kanoosh take this one in the air. The pass to kind of Super Dubs, and Baba's gonna 50 it straight back down to the ground. And we have an OT early on in this series.
Super Dubs was trying to go 3 for 3, scoring every goal in this game here. We'll have to go to OT to see who is going to come out on game 1 here. Aquamaniac now in the air. Good early challenge from Izord again. Low on boost here. Baba and Super Dubs back with full. Xander low as well. Little awkward team box. There might be a shot at target, and Jive not able to get around it again. Little awkward touches coming out of the defense of the Thick of It, but able to survive off the backward. We see a miss. Ball drops down. Xander now going for the shot. That's around 1. That might be an open net, but Jive is there back. This might be a 2v1 opportunity.
Yeah, Izord gonna 50 that one out, and that's off the post. And Xander has a lot of boost here. We'll see what he can do. Goes for the flip reset. Doesn't quite get it. Lands and gets the touch around the defender. And Untouchables are going to take game one.
Xander had so much time in the air. Super Dubs was the last man back. I don't know if he respected the reset, but he stopped his momentum and honestly kind of did it to himself there. That is a big defensive mistake. I don't know if he realized how Untouchables did not get the reset there.
Yeah, I think this game just comes down to the unfortunate touch from kind of Super Dubs, giving Untouchables life, forcing the OT. But yeah, Xander, 496 points, 2 goals, played a great game here for this Untouchables team. They take a little bit of a lucky game one here.
No, definitely taking a little bit of lucky game one. Like you said, we saw the full see in the replay, the full field own goal. Very rare getting a doink. Super Dubs right there as it just floats all the way across the field there. Getting the first 2 goals of the series. And then, as obviously the OT goal from Xander going up, try to get a reset. Didn't get it, but drops down and has the control and the whereabouts to still slot that bottom corner, catching Super Dubs off kilter here. And now we see Untouchables taking game one here.
Yeah, no, they definitely take game one. We'll see if they have a lot of momentum going into this game two, or if it was more of a fluke win and Fickovit's going to kind of catch up here. But yeah, that last goal, you just do not want to be in a one-on-one scenario on defense in threes. It is about the worst scenario. And Fickovit get caught in a bad spot, and they go down game one. But that's the beauty of 7-game series. You got plenty of time. Shake it off. You got at least 3 more games in this series, so just go out and try to take the next one, because there's still a lot of Rocket League to be played.
Oh yeah, a lot of Rocket League gets that. And I will say, I think Fickovit, as far as overall rotation, I think they looked cleaner, right? Obviously, you had the own goal, but I mean, I think they looked fairly decent, and it did take a OT goal for the first one on Untouchables to actually do anything offensively and find the back of the net there. But as we do get into game 2, I still think it is a little bit of a feeler game, right? I still want to see just some calm rotations from Fickovit. I think so far right now, they're playing very scared, very defensive, and you can see so many players rotating all the way back for boost. Neither team right now doing a lot of half rotations.
Yeah. As I say, I can't comment too much on rotations. My rotations are pretty bad, but regardless, that is an amazing pass out mid. Baba can't find the slot. Izord's going to try to go for the shot and gets 50'd away. And Aquamaniac, a great 50. That one was on target, but kind of Super Dubs able to get there just in the nick of time.
That would have been such a good goal to start out for Fickovit, but like you said, the goal did not want to fall here. The 4th defender in the post coming in. This one might be off the backboard. It's going to go mid. Super Dubs with the shot. It's going to be a weak pod shot. Aqua easily able to handle this one. Early challenge again. That is what I'm liking to see from Fickovit. Again, they're doing half rotations. They're being a lot earlier with their challenges. Shot coming in, and that is going to find the back of the net. Baba Canu's relentless pressure from Fickovit finding their first goal.
Yeah, it's a great pass from Izord off the backboard, and Baba catches Jive with low boost and gets pretty good placement on it to make Jive hit that one into the net. And Fickovit, they will go up early here in this game 1.
And again,
game
they
2.
did go up early last game. But again, they did have an own goal about 13 seconds later. So far, we're looking decent. But Untouchables still in the offensive pressure. The shot comes in, and they couldn't survive the 13 seconds again. Aquamaniac, great placement on that shot.
Yeah, I'm loving the passing plays from both teams. Xander passing that one off the backboard and just squeezes it right by the defender for Fickovit. That's one thing that you see a lot more the higher up you go in the divisions, just the passing plays and trying to find your teammates. And both of these teams, I feel, are very good at doing that.
Interesting touch off the backboard here as Izord did go up for that one. Xander now trying to buy some time, does miss on one. We're seeing just kind of chaotic touches here. And in the end, Aquamaniac, again, he is known for his 50s. He is so good at just caressing the ball where he wants it to go on the field. So we see Jive get to 50, it goes out the ceiling. No one up early for Untouchables. We see more whiffs coming out from Fickovit. That is something we did not see a lot in the regular season, but very, very uncharacteristic of them. But it's becoming more and more of a common theme.
Yeah, it could be some LAN nerves too. We always mention it with LAN, being down to that last life now, and a little bit of pressure on this series. Winner goes to grand finals, so there definitely are some nerves. But sometimes you just got to sit back, relax, and play this great game of Rocket League. As Xander's going to try to control this one, almost gets it around Izord, straight out to Jive, who's low boost, cannot quite find a touch here. wants to leave it for his teammate as Xander's going to hit this one out to the side, but Baba's right there. A great demo, and that one's off the post.
Oh, Baba Kanoosh couldn't find the shot. The follow-up wasn't there either. The third shot comes in as Eddie went there for the fourth. Izor with the shot, and that one finally finds the back of the net. Shot after shot after shot. Fikavit finally go up again.
Yeah, so much pressure here, and Izor, I believe, almost passed to himself there off the backboard and came for that follow-up. So when you can just keep the relentless pressure and keep the same team on the back foot, can't quite get the ball out of the half, those are when your scoring opportunities are going to really come through.
Yeah, I love to see. I talked about the half rotations in game one. We did see a lot of thick of it, but as we saw there, shot, 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 shot. They're doing so much better of controlling their resources and being there for quick counters and quick pot shots just to try to get the defense out into awkward situations here. Now with 2 minutes left, again, they did and they have continued to give up goals right away after scoring themselves. They might find a third one here. Super Dubs not able to find that one. Xander does touch it downfield. Baba Kanoosh actually thought he was going to take that one. Well, there's some awkward rotations here, and that one almost a goal, and sick of it again. They're being so clean on offense, but defense is still in shambles.
Yeah, I was a little nervous there. The miscommunication at first, just hitting the ball away and leading to almost an own goal, but we see a Rule 1 between Izord and Aquamaniac as the crowd goes wild.
Oh, that
You'd
ball,
love to see it.
Is corralling right towards them. This is now a 2v2. That ball might be going all the way. That does pop high. Jive has to bide his time. Tries to get a 50-over-1. Still in an awkward spot. Baba Kanoosh does have full boost. He does get it out. And again, that might actually hit the players as they do avoid everything. And actually, Aquamaniac is on top of Izord. I love to see it. Do we see bumps happening? Shot coming in, but it's not on target. Do we see more bumps happening here? Kind of Super Dubs is so awkward. Has to go backwards, and the 2v1 does continue. I don't know who I would really give the momentum to in this 2v2 scenario.
I would almost say Untouchables. It's both of the brothers, Jive and Xander, that are playing. So maybe they have some chem. Maybe they've been playing together for years. So we'll see if that works out. They play a lot of twos together. I'm not too sure, but
this is going to be so massive for momentum. Untouchables, they can tie it up here. Thick of it. They can ice out this game. Super Dubs, again, I'm still looking for him to get a step-up goal here. It's 40 seconds let down. My only hope is we get a goal before OT. I do not want this Rule 1 to break from the ball hitting 0.
yeah, it would be very, very fun to see another OT here. It's kind of Super Dubs showing off some of the Div B mechanics. Not able to get that one around the defenders. Baba getting a bit of a pinch. He's going to try to follow this one up low boost. Xander is going to get it over him. Kind of Super Dubs getting a beat. This one's off of the corner. It's out mid, but Jive able to hit that one away. And Baba just right there to keep attacking. And a great pass to kind of Super Dubs. And Fikave are going to go up 2.
That is a massive momentum shifter. We see Baba Kanoosh, 0 boost, getting a beautiful touchdown, and Super Dubs just sliding that one home with 10 seconds left. Fikavit looking to get their game back and tie up the series.
Yeah, that is an amazing pass, especially in twos. As I say, in threes, I don't know if that works so well, but we did just see a game of twos there.
But yeah, twos, I said it was nice and clean, and we saw Xander back in that. There's almost nothing he can do in that situation, right? If he goes out, Baba's going to doomsday it. If he dies for the ball, he's going to pass it out. So massive congrats to Fikavit for getting that game. And again, that's got to be fun for Izor and Aquamaniac sitting there for like 2 whole minutes in that Rule 1. But Fikavit, I think they looked a lot cleaner for that game.
Yeah, 100%. And Fikavit sharing the wealth a little bit. All 3 of their players had 1 goal and 1 assist. So they were all getting involved in the scoring here. And you love to see it, and just so many good passing plays. Almost all of their goals, I believe, were passing related.
Yeah,
so
you saw Izord. He scored his goal and said, all right, boys, I'm out. Rule 1, I'm just going to sit here for 2 minutes. So I respect it. You know, you get the goal and say, I'm done. I get it. I understand. But now you saw there a really, really good tight angle shot from Aquamaniac to get the first one on the board. And I really don't know now where the momentum really lies considering they're 1-1. So I did talk about kind of expecting a feeler game, and I really like that both teams got a win back-to-back. And now we've got a best of 5, and I think both teams they're really starting to wake up. You can tell the rotations, they're getting cleaner and cleaner.
yeah, that's typically how it goes. You know, like I said, I keep saying it again and again and again, but the LAN nerves and, you know, the fact that this game is at 9 in the morning, it is ungodly hours for us gamers. But
well, you know, if they made the grands, they didn't have to play this early, so you can blame them on that one. But regardless, Untouchables, like I said, they did play yesterday and lose. Fikavit played and won in a crazy Game 7. So we'll have to see what is going to give them the advantage here. But starting off early, we actually almost might see a goal for a second. Super Dubs kept that out, but first 15 seconds, it is all Untouchables pressure.
Yeah, both of these teams seem to be heavy hitters. Not afraid to take a really good attack and run with it here, as this one's going to be an Aquamaniac shot right over the defender, and Untouchables are going to get one very early in Game 3.
Yeah, you see Xander pop number 1. You see almost no resources on the side of FICK. Xander, again, going for bumps with them, was even on 0 boost. FICK in a really tough spot here on Untouchables after losing Game 2 in almost an OT of like 10 seconds left. Getting the first goal is big for momentum.
Yeah, and having somebody on the goal line just looking for a bumper demo can be so distracting, and I think that's part of why kind of Superdubs wasn't able to find a touch on that ball. If you're able to send someone, and in that case it was Xander, I believe, the defender all of a sudden just has to focus on 2 things at the same time, whether they want to really focus on avoiding the bump or trying to go for the ball, and sometimes just hesitate and get stuck between the 2.
Superdubs around 1. Trying to go downfield. He's got 0 boost, gets a good 50. It's actually the Izone, but pops up. Unfortunately, not the best bounce. We do see the follow from Baba. 0 boost now to BC Untouchables with the counterattack. Xander trying to get some resources. He does pop this one mid. Superdubs, a little awkward, but he does a good job controlling it. Again, FICK and Untouchables on defense, both of them doing a good job of not needing to take 4 50s in their own corner.
Yeah, this one's going to go out to the right side here. Baba and Jive, they're going to 50 this one out. Kind of Superdubs going up, but Aquamaniac seemed to have him beat, but that 50 is going to go in FICK's favor. This one's out mid. Xander with a great touch to the corner to keep that one away from the net, but kind of Superdubs going to take this one up in the air. We see almost a triple commit coming out from Untouchables, and they're going to get punished.
Yeah, punished indeed. You saw the pop early. It's not a super threatening one, but Aquamaniac and Xander both on the backboard, both going for the ball, and somehow both missing? All right, I mean, if it works, and it does drop down. Good cleanup from FICK. And again, we talked about how, you know, they're taking good 50s in the corner, but still a little shaky on the comms.
Yeah, the triple commit, it almost never works. Yeah, you hate to see it, but regardless, both of these teams tied up again here 2 minutes into this Game 3. It's such a close series. Division B as a whole, just so close. All of the games have been super fun.
I mean, neither team has scored really 2 goals in regulation of either of these games. Superdubs now trying to find one. That might be going mid. Good clear from Xander, buying so much time. Superdubs up so early, but that's one of those situations where you can take your time, maybe take a 50, go for a flick. You don't need to hit it to the corner, waste time, waste boost. And then, as you can see, they're allowing Untouchables to come in with resources and create more pressure.
Yeah, and we see another double commit there from Izord and kind of Superdubs. But Izord going to pop that one around 1. Xander there with a great goal line save. Aquamaniac, a full tank of boost. We'll see what he can do here. Gets the flip reset. Can't find a touch on that ball. It's kind of Superdubs going to take this one up in the air. And Izord also jumping, and now nobody's really in the net there for FICK of it, but Untouchables not able to capitalize.
I was praising FICK of it all last game for how good the rotations are. In Game 3 here, it's getting really dicey for both teams. But think of it again, you saw Izord jumping for just a weird ball, and we're both sitting here thinking, why on earth did you go for that? Maybe not calming, maybe just a little bit awkward here, but again, 1-1 with 2 minutes left, and this is going to be massive. Who can get momentum? Who can get the second game win here? If we might see a double tap coming in. What a save for 1. Xander, Bobby Kanush now 0 boost. Everyone's trying to counterattack, but no one has the resources.
Yeah, it looked like FICK of it might have almost overcommitted a little bit there. We saw that yesterday in Game 6 of the Los Jefes Despicable Me's, where there was just an insane save and then overcommits to bring the ball right back into the other team's net. And that was almost what I saw there, but FICK of it will come out of that one without a goal. But
I don't understand what is happening for FICK of it. Again, the defense is crumbling, but somehow Untouchables have not been able to capitalize here. Baba Kanush throws this one mid. Izord again on 0 boost here. FICK of it seem to be struggling for resources now. Aquamaniac doing a good job. Again, I talked about his 50s. He is so good at controlling the ball and just trying to buy time for his team. As that would be a shot on target, and Izord with the pressure. FICK of it finding their second goal.
Yeah, Izord had so much space on this. A bit of an unfortunate touch there from Xander. Just nobody's in net, and Aqua caught out with no boost. So much time, and Izord's going to put that one pretty well placed here to give FICK of it a lead in Game 3.
Sometimes it does work out, but I don't know. I was a little scared still for FICK of it. I don't know if you noticed. All 3 players were in the corner within like 5 feet of each other. If Xander did get that touch, it's going over all 3 of them, and they're instantly getting counterattacked, right? So yes, FICK of it scored, but still, they're playing a very dangerous game as they find a third off of a fantastic demo. And Izord with the shooting pass. All right, I see you.
Yeah, Baba just taking out any
Double
chance
demo.
there from Xander to get to that ball, and a wide open opportunity for Fickovic to blow this game open.
I love to see the physical play coming here. Fickovic getting 2 demos back-to-back within like 1 second. And if you're Untouchables, you go, well, there's no one in net. So we'll see if they can bounce back with 45 seconds left here. As we see, again, another double commit on defense. Untouchables, they need to score right here, but still somehow Fickovic get back in time.
Yeah, if you're Untouchables, though, you need to get something going now and just try to get at least one for the road. There's still time to get 2. Xander going to get this one around 1, a little low on boost. He's going to bump his teammate out of the way a little bit. But Jive passing that one out mid. Aquamaniac and Izor maybe bump each other. No touch able to be found there. Xander hits this one down to Aquamaniac from the ceiling. That one's back out to Xander, maybe off the corner, but he's not able to find a touch here. And the clock is running down. But Xander would have had a great opportunity, but nobody's there for Untouchables.
Chance here, Untouchables, 5 seconds left. Ball does go mid, and that is going to do it. Fickovic, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be taking game 3 here. Maybe one more for the road. Izor cannot find it, but regardless, Fickovic going up 2-1 in the series. And again, Fickovic did score, but it was very, very hairy.
Yeah, Fickovic, they come out with this game 2 goals, a 2-goal game, but now you got to wonder, is Untouchables going to call their timeout? It's kind of the strategy that a lot of teams do use, is where if they lose 2 games in a row, then they call a timeout. So we'll have to see if that's something we'll see here.
I will say, though, Fickovic, I was going to say, they did take game 1, I believe, right? Or am I crazy? Did Untouchables
No, Fickovic had the own goal and then lost.
You're right, that's right. So, yes, so Untouchables did win game 1. Fickovic now with back-to-back games here. And do they call a timeout? I think it's definitely warranted. I will say, Fickovic, you can tell they are ramping up. If they can just clean up the defense and limit the double commits a little bit, I would be very scared for Untouchables, because right now I think offensively they are struggling a little bit to create that second shot, right? They're doing a decent job of just doing kind of a pot shot, throwing it on target, but they're not having their second and third man be close enough to get that final goal. Yeah,
100%. And we'll have to see whether or not Untouchables can win a game that isn't a fluke game. I hate to say it, but that game 1 was kind of a fluke game, and
a little bit.
They got gifted that one by kind of super dubs. So we'll see if they're able to take a game without a massive gift from Fickovic.
We'll have to see what happens here as we are going to be getting into game 4. Fickovic, again, this is big. The Untouchables need this game. Otherwise, Fickovic will be going on to triple match point, actually, in that situation here. And we'll have to see Super Dubs now. Probably going to be banging this one downfield, and he does Jive. Has a lot of time to work with here. And he's kind of someone who I think has struggled a little bit in this series. Yesterday, he played really, really well in the first game. Obviously, they did end up losing, but again, still waiting for kind of the mesh to come through. And it's been a little bit of a struggle here. I do think that Fickovic right now are looking like the cleaner team.
Yeah, I would have to say that I agree as well, but that goes without saying that Fickovic is also still not playing perfect by any means.
Or double commits, right?
As we see a double commit, right as I'm talking about it.
What's interesting is it really does seem to always be Izor and Super Dub. Baba hasn't been entangled in that many double commits so far, but there's so many demos going around the field. But like we mentioned, the Fickovic double commits. What's interesting, Untouchables haven't capitalized on it yet.
Yeah, but Untouchables, they did have that triple commit that led to a goal as well. So it does go for both teams here. But Aquamaniac getting it around 1, maybe able to catch Fickovic a little bit off guard, but kind of Super Dubs was there for a great save to keep that one away. It's Baba, low boost, going to 50 that one out with Xander. This one's going to go up the wall and Jive, hitting it around Baba. Kind of Super Dubs is there because he's going to control this ball. Gets back on the ground, passes it out mid to Izor, but not there. And Baba's last man going to take a bit of an interesting challenge there to keep that one in the midfield.
Baba trying to fit his way through there. Xander, he's got a lot of resources, but what a good touch there coming in. Baba now trying to work his way downfield with Super Dubs leading the charge. Baba now coming in. Gets it around 1. Can he get it around the second one? Low boost for Untouchables here. Izor has to work all the way back. Super Dubs getting done with his first effort. And you can tell the physicality has ramped up drastically as we continue to go in the series.
Absolutely. As we talk about it, another demo. That's 4 or 5 already this game. I love to see it. I'm a demo-heavy player, so.
More double commits again, and it's the same 2 players every single time. Izor and Super Dubs. They need to clean this up, but again, Untouchables, I don't know how they haven't been able to take advantage of it. I think, like you mentioned a lot of times, it is Baba Canoe saying, guys, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to play back a little bit and have resources and see what happens. But again, Fickovic, they need to clean it up if they want to have confidence. Again, just because you win this one, you still have to win in the finals, and right now, I'm not convinced either team can do it.
Yeah, double commits are so brutal, and you just cannot have those happening. But kind of super dubs. Lobu's going to take a 50 with Aquamaniac. Baba hitting this one up, has boost to get back to this one. Not able to find a touch here. Xander's going to catch that. A great 50 from Izord. Kind of super dub's going to go for a bit of a wall read. Gets it straight up to the ceiling. He's going to fall this one again, as that one a little bit wide. Can't quite find the angle here, as Izord's going to fly out from the midfield, and kind of super dub smartly going to decide to stay back.
Xander was going for the bump. He didn't have a full tank of boost to get there. Super Dub is just flying around the field trying to survive right now. And Zero's on the board. Again, this has been such a low-scoring series. We might be going with a one goal, might take it here. Think of it. And they punch this one in. Aquamania trying to buy some time. Again, he has been, I think, the most methodical player on the field. Every touch has been with a purpose, and I'd love to see that. And again, I think he's just trying to buy time for his team, but in the end, Izord can manage the chaos and get through Xander. Again, just an unfortunate poor clear.
Yeah, and kind of super dubs was chasing Xander down, so once again, the threat of a bumper demo comes out, and just an unfortunate touch out to Izord, who finds just a wide open opportunity there to put Thick of It ahead.
Thick of It. Again, I talked about one goal might be all that's needed, and again, it's been such a low-scoring game. They might just look to park the bus here. I say that Baba Caduce is absolutely looking for a second goal. Never mind. I think allegedly we're back. Okay, so I may or may have not pulled a cable and ripped and ripped and physically, guys, I may or may not have ripped and broke off and sheared 2 USB-C cables at the same time. All right, that one's on me, boys. So
I don't know that I've ever seen that happen.
That is that's impressive, I will say. But the fun part is we don't remember what the other cable went to, so we're gonna have to just have to find out on this one. So appreciate you guys bearing with us. Oops.
That
My
is an
bad.
oops moment.
That is a big oops moment.
That
so we're
is
just
funny.
gonna have to see.
I was gonna say,
grab the other one. Yeah, we may or may not have literally sheared off some USB-C cables. So we'll have to see that. Like I said, my bad. We're gonna not do that again. So. What we are
You're not going to do it again.
Yeah,
I didn't
so we're
do
gonna
it.
we're gonna get back into this game slowly. I appreciate you guys pausing. Like I said, thankfully we have more USB-C cables. I don't know, like I said, what that other cable went to. I am scared, but we're gonna have to find out. So my bad on that one. We are going to go back to about a minute 10 on the clock, minute 15 on the clock. It is 2-0. Thick of it. My bad. Kamek, might have been yours. Don't know. We're gonna have to buy some cables. It happens.
Good thing
Oops.
cables aren't too expensive. So.
Casters got too excited. I can confirm. Arm came down and just ripped it right out. Which, like I said, that's pretty impressive. But like I said, we should be good, hopefully, to get back into this one as soon as we can.
I would say at least there's no damage, so you don't have to go out and buy another one of these units. That would be a big
we'll get
pain
back
in the
into this
butt.
one, like I said. So yeah, we've got about a minute 10 on the clock, 2-0 to Fick of it.
We are not adding more time.
Yeah, we could add more time. Jesus Christ, Hayden, back and forth we go. Oh, we'd love to see that. Minute 10, minute 20, whatever you want to put on
2-0
it.
Fick of it.
Yeah, and it is 2-0 to Fick of it. Boys, I apologize. We're ready to go. We're ready to get back into it. And we'll have to see if Fick of it can close it out, and we'll have to see if I hopefully don't break any more cables.
That is still crazy to me. But anyways, Jive going to take this one off the corner. Baba finding a touch, tries to get that one around Aquamaniac, who can't find that touch there, as looked a very dangerous scenario there. I'm tripping on my words, but Jive is going to hit this one out to Fick of it. And they're going to boom it. Maybe an open opportunity on net, but Xander's there. This one's going to get 50 back out to the Fick of it half.
Chance now going mid. Jive trying to take this one solo, trying to go up early. Xander is going to go up kind of super double again. He's been so consistent on the backboard. And again, it's the infield passes that Untouchables have done so well with. But since really game one, they haven't been able to find offensive pressure. Never mind. Untouchables can find offensive pressure. They take it and run away with it and cut the lead in half now.
Yeah, so that little technical timeout there from whatever happened here, just Untouchables are going to take an advantage of that. And they are right back in this game here. It's anybody's ball game.
Anyone's ball game indeed. We're going to see a chance here. What a shot from Baba Kanoosh reading the backboard. That might be a statement goal to get Fick of it onto match point.
Yeah, I think Baba might have heard me there and said, no, it's not anybody's game. It's Fick of it's game. Here, let me put this one in the net. So maybe he heard me, maybe he didn't. But regardless, that is a great shot coming out from Baba to put Fick of it way back ahead.
Back ahead, we see now Xander dropping this one down to Jive. We see a shot on target. Nice one from the heavens coming down. I don't know where he came from. So we see a follow-up shot not getting on target, and time keeps on ticking down. Fick of it just need to not have any massive mistakes, and they will see triple match point.
Yeah, it's such a bad spot to be in if you're Untouchables as well. With Fick of it, just knowing that you only need one of the next three, you're going to try your best to win right away, but if you give up one of those games, oh well, we got two more. So very, very unfortunate spot here for Untouchables, but nonetheless, one team does have to go up in the series, and it'll be Fick of it.
Untouchables, yeah, they got some work to do. We'll see if they do call a timeout and try to fix something. Again, they do have a lot to fix, and we do get the confirmation Untouchables is, in fact, going to take a timeout, and they do have a lot to work on. Think of it again, they've been looking clean, they've been ramping up. We did talk about that earlier. They had a lot of double commits. It was a little sketchy on defense, but regardless of how their defensive pressure was offensively, they have been continuing to improve.
Yeah, Fick of it just have put on so many goals. It's been 2, 3, 4 just every game. So it's not a 1-0 game every time, and it's just a fluke goal, but Fick of it just consistently putting on the pressure, and that Baba shot was just so nice to give Fick of it this game 4.
So we're going to have to see Untouchables. We'll see what their plan is for the timeout. And again, we'll do the cheesy answer of, all right, you're on the team right now. What does Untouchables need to fix? We'll see if you know ball.
I don't think I know ball. I'm going to be honest with you. But I think Untouchables, they just got to get more opportunities on net and pass to each other. And I think Fick of it have just had so much pressure that you just can't allow them to take shot after shot after shot. And that's been a lot of when they've been getting scored on.
Yeah, we'll have to see going out of this timeout. Fick of it, I don't really know if they change anything still. I do want to mention the double commits. We've talked about it multiple times between kind of Super Dubs and Izor. The double commits, a lot of times on 0, it hasn't been pretty. But again, Untouchables, they have not been able to capitalize on those mistakes. So Fick of it, 5 minutes away from going to the grand finals, and I will say for people like Baba who are just driving here this morning, it's going to make it absolutely worth it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Aquamaniac also drove here this morning, I believe. So he and Baba Kanoosh were kind of in the same boat there. So it is cool that one of them is guaranteed to play in the grand finals, but the other one just not able to.
And I believe they couldn't play yesterday. I don't remember if they were graduating or if they had family graduating.
I think they were graduating.
I think they were. Yeah, I think you're right. So I think both of them are graduating, and so this is kind of the last hurrah from them. They have been here since the start, and we'll have to see if one of them obviously is going to be in the grand finals. We'll have to see if they can cap off their run in historic fashion.
Yeah, it's always fun to see people graduate, and both of these members have been very long time. I'm tripping over my words. They've been here for a long time. They've been great members of our community, so it sucks to see them go, but regardless, we got to focus on this Game 5.
Focusing on Game 5, we do indeed. Think of it, again, 3-1 in the series. They need to get one more game to go to the grand finals, and Baba trying to start off early. Untouchables, again, they just called a timeout. We'll have to see if they can tell what is going to be different with this squad. Again, on LAN, it is tough. You are with your team. You are next to your team. I will say, though, a lot of the UJ guys and NDSU have played together next to each other all season. But again, when it comes to LAN, it's such a different environment with the crowd and all the pressure on them.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're getting into this Game 5 here. Aquamaniac almost looked like he wanted to pass that one out to Xander, but no back pass there. That one's going to get 50'd out to the corner. Xander's going to turn on this one again. Baba Kanush with a pretty good 50 here. Not able to find another touch as he slow boosts, but kind of Super Dubs is going to go guns blaze and go for that 50 here. So Aquamaniac getting that one out to the corner. And another double commit from Izord and kind of Super Dubs, but that one ends up not working, or ends up working out pretty well.
Baba Kanush now does this one into the corner. We see almost a Rule 1. I thought that was going to be it for a split second. And I was going to say, Untouchables had little flashbacks to how that went last time. Think of it. Going to be sending their first man here is Aquamaniac. Again, he is the only one on the field that seems to be who wants to slow it down and take those 50-50s here. Izord down, going for a solo play. Doesn't have a lot of boost. Does get out the backboard. Kind of Super Dubs going for the shot. Not able to find it. Baba Kanush, no boost, trying to find a good touch. He does pick up the corner on spawn there. Going to be going for a sidewall read. Does he get the touch? He does not. Xander buying time, trying to get it open number one. Can he find it mid? It does drop mid. Free shot from Aquamaniac. Pops it high. Can he slam it home? And he does. Aquamaniac and Untouchables out of the timeout, finding their first goal.
That's just a very unfortunate miss there from kind of Super Dubs, and then he gets caught up on the post as well. But regardless, a great finish there from Aquamaniac. His Untouchables are definitely going to take that one. You can see Aquamaniac smiling in the cams here as they go up here in Game 5, but we'll see if they're able to get another one or if FICK of it's going to have a really quick answer here. As that one's out mid, but Izord's going to 50 that one out to the corner. Kind of Super Dubs keeping it controlled as that one's going to get 50'd out to their corner here. Baba's going to take control. Goes for the sidewall read, does get it. Maybe going for the double tap, but that one's going to bounce off the corner, and Jive's going to 50 that one away.
Yeah, kind of Super Dubs needs to buy time for his teammates to get back. He does pop it around Aquamaniac and gets demoed for his efforts. Ball does drop mid. Xander, you can see he's already going for bumps and demos. I'd love to continuously see that. Untouchables, again, coming out of the timeout, it is do or die here. They have no more lives. They need to win 3 in a row to advance to the grand finals. Think of it. They've had decent offensive pressure these last couple of games, but halfway through Game 5 have yet to find the back of the net until possibly now, but Aquamaniac does get back in time.
Yeah, looks very dangerous there if you are Untouchables, but Aquamaniac keeps cool, calm, collected, and hits that one away. So Aquamaniac looking for another shot, not able to find it here. This Izord low boost going to 50 this one out mid, but Xander with a full tank's going to hit that one out to the sidewall. Kind of Super Dubs Aquamaniac hitting it to each other. And Baba full boost, and he's going to take this one up over Jive. Maybe looking for a double there, not able to find it. Runs out of boost here, but kind of Super Dubs going to hit it around one. Tries to 50 that one out with Jive. It's straight up. Kind of Super Dubs looking for the pass out mid, and Baba's there.
Love to see it. Again, the infield passing has been so clean from FICK of it. Super Dubs down, and Izord, he had the wherewithal to leave it. No, this is not my ball, and rotate out. That is so massive from him, and to allow Baba to freely come in and get that shot. FICK of it. 2 minutes are all that stands between them with one goal needed to potentially go to the grand finals.
Yeah, Xander putting that one up off the backboard, but kind of Super Dubs with some pretty good defense here. It's Izord, low boost, trying to get a 50 with Aquamaniac, not able to find it, and everybody goes missing, and Jive will take that gift right in front of the net.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like you said, that is a gift with Baba getting a, I think he actually got bumped by Xander, and then Super Dubs not able to get back there. So again, I think the demos and the bump plays and just the sheer physical play up to the Untouchables has really seemed to be their way into the back of the net, but still, I don't know how resistant FICK of it is going to be to that, or also how consistently Untouchables can continue to find that physicality.
Yeah, that is definitely something good to point out. Just Untouchables, whenever they've been scoring, FICK of it have always had a pretty quick answer. So we'll see if that's going to happen here again, or if it won't. But Kind of Super Dubs trying to find a touch there, not able to. Xander's going to control this one off the sidewall, maybe looking out mid for a pass, but Izord getting demoed for his efforts as Jive's going to hit this one out to the corner and keep it safe. He's going to hit that one out to Baba. He's looking out mid for a pass, and Aquamaniac not able to find a touch, but Xander's going to clear that one out, and Jive and Xander double committing, but that one's just going to miraculously get 50'd out to mid.
Yeah, we're seeing more double commits here as Super Dubs ended up bumping Baba Kanoosh. Aquamaniac now, again, going for the low 50s in mid, buying time for his teammates to get boosts and resources. 50 seconds left is all that stands away. Again, Untouchables coming out of a timeout. They need this game. They need to prove that their strategy does work. Dive now, controlling this one. 45 seconds left. Thick of it. Again, they need one goal to force OT, and they're trying to see the dagger here from Untouchables. 30 seconds left. Can Thick of it find anything here?
Kind of Super Dubs passing this one out to Baba, and that one's on, but Xander with an absolutely amazing goal line save as Izord maybe a bit of an unintended touch straight back, and Xander hits that one out mid, and Aquamaniac is going to put that dagger in. Untouchables are up by 2.
Untouchables up by 2, and again, the consistency. Baba Kanoosh missed that touch. Super Dubs was expecting the touch to happen from his teammate, and with that 20 seconds left, Untouchables just need to survive to, again, go to a Game 6, and then we'll have to see if they can get to a Game 7.
Yeah, if you're Untouchables, just take it one game at a time here, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Xander puts that one towards net, just trying to chew clock out. Or maybe not. Aquamaniac's going to put that one in, and if it wasn't game over already, that is a dagger.
Yeah, and again, Izord with a really poor clear out of defense. Baba Kanoosh, there's nothing he can do in that situation, right? But I mean, it's a garbage time goal. This one doesn't really matter. Think of it, I think they've already mentally checked out of this one. And yeah, you can see the projector actually also mentally checked out as well for a second there. But think of it, again, we'll have to go back to the drawing board. So the question is, do you take your timeout now if you're thick of it, or do you wait and see how the next game goes? Because if they lose that, you have to think that, boys, we've now thrown 2 games in a row. This is where the panic starts to come in. Do you try to settle it now and ice it out in Game 6?
I think if you're thick of it, you take a timeout after the next game if you're not able to find a win. That's what I would do.
I'd actually argue that one. I'd almost take it now and try to figure out, okay, what did Untouchables do? How did they change their play style? What can we do? Because if they lose the next 2 games, or if they lose the next game, you're going into Game 7. You've now lost 2 in a row. It is time to panic, and you have to throw all the marbles at the last Game 7 and hope to God you come out on top.
That is a fair point. But as I say, I'm still going to stick with my train of thought here. Just play in the next game, see if you win, and then take a timeout. You still have that Game 7. You can kind of kill Untouchables' momentum going into that. But I do not believe we're going to see a timeout here from Thick of it, so they're not going with your strategy, K-Tool.
We'll have to see if that does work out for them. I mean, I think regardless, if Thick of it do not close it out here, I agree they probably do call the timeout and figure it out. But I will say, a lot of the goals Untouchables had were from just sheer defensive misses from Thick of it. And I will say, what a sexy infield pass Super Dubs had there to Baba Kanoosh here. So Thick of it, again, offensively, I still think they look a little bit more consistent. It's still the defense. They're giving up so many poor touches. Or lack thereof, and just plain missing.
Yeah, no, you just cannot have those misses or poor touches on defense. Defense is hard enough the way it is, so when you're not helping yourself out, not doing any favors with just unfortunate back passes or whiffs or double commits, it just makes keeping the ball out of your net that much more difficult.
This does drop mid, and starting off early, what a save from Aquamaniac. Follow-up shot from Baba Kanoosh, slamming that one home. What a start for Thick of it.
Yeah, if you're Aquamaniac here, it's just a very tough save. Gets it off the post, out of net, but just very well placed from Baba. There wasn't a whole lot that they could really do. Baba was just in the right place at the right time and capitalizes on that one.
Capitalization is key, and again, how does Thick of it respond now? Do they play a little more defensive? Do they go offensive? The key for me right now, Thick of it, you cannot give up a poor defensive mistake that causes a goal. I need you guys to stand strong, and right there we see misses off the backboard. Is Xander there for the shot coming in? Baba trying to throw that one. It's going to be off target. Super Dubs around 1. Aquamaniac now in a 1v1 situation, but no resources for Super Dubs.
Super Dubs getting that one out mid, but Aquamaniac going to clear that one out to the left. Gets a great touch off the corner. He's going to get the boost. 50's that one out mid. Jive. That was not Jive. It was kind of Super Dubs. I don't know why I thought that was Jive, but regardless, Thick of it going to get that one out of net. It's a really great demo there from Izord to open up the pass upfield here. It's kind of Super Dubs a little awkward. He's going to decide to go back. He's going to catch this one, maybe go up the backboard. He will go up the backboard, but that's a great 50 from Xander. And Aquamaniac's there, but he can't find a touch from Jive, trying to put a shot on net. He's going to get back to that one, but Izord hits that one out to the right side to keep that one away.
Ooh, bumps happening. Shot on target, just a little bit wide. Aquamaniac, that was a golden opportunity. The net wasn't open, but there definitely was a shooting angle that was there. Got to go back to the drawing board now. Jive throws this one off the backboard. Izord doesn't have any boost, but still gets there in time. Ball still in a dangerous spot. SuperDubs does find a touch. Jive trying to buy some time. We're seeing the defensive stand of FICK. It is wearing thin, but still holding.
Yeah, FICK, they just got to make sure to not let a ball in the net. You know, you're up. All you got to do is keep that lead.
Boys,
but
what are we doing
passing
here?
it right mid straight to the opponents is not what I would do in a game where I'd say you have to stay ahead. But it's a great demo play, but Izord not able to find the net at the end of that attack.
Yeah, think of it right now. Their best friend is the clock right now as it keeps on ticking down. We are now halfway through this Game 6, and we'll have to see if this is the last game or does Untouchables force a Game 7. But right now, that might be going in, and it is. I asked for it, and Jive delivers. Untouchables do not want to go down.
Yeah, Jive just beating Izord, and I don't think anybody really expected that one. And Baba, I think, was out on the other side of the field looking for a demo, so got a little bit demo happy, and Untouchables will certainly take that one just rolling into the net.
Rolling into the net, and we'll have to see who is going to respond next here. And again, we've talked about it. It has been such a low-scoring game. We had a couple goals last game in the garbage time. I'm not really counting those, but neither team really able to get 2 or 3 goals in the first 4 minutes of any of these games. So potentially next goal is going to determine if FICK either take this one or you see a Game 7.
Yeah, just the clock keeps ticking down, so if nobody scores here, it'll get to a point where we are in an OT. That could very well determine the series, and that can be a very nerve-wracking moment for all of the players involved. But
nerve-wracking indeed. You see SuperDubs trying to get a wave dash, just trying to keep on pressure, going for a demo, but there really was no shot actually coming in. Baba Kanoosh now, no resources. He does pick up the corner. SuperDubs does turn. This is going to go off the backboard. Aquamaniac can't find the touch. This might be a free shot, but Jive at the last second. That was so massive. He was there. Still, though, not out of the woods yet. Jive now getting a 50. It's off Baba. Goes to the corner. Aquamaniac should have a free clear, but doesn't have a lot of resources. Kind of SuperDubs. That might be on target, and it finds the back of the net through all the traffic.
I was going to say this net did not seem open by any means, but Jive and Xander both not able to find a touch, and Aquamaniac is caught challenging that ball. And if you're kind of SuperDubs, you'll certainly take it. That floater just finding its way into the back of the net somehow.
Minute 30 left now. This is where Untouchables need to find something here. Oh, but Izord off the ceiling. Unfortunate side flip. Wanted to see him get the clip here. Baba Kanoosh now throwing this off the sideball. Xander not a lot of boost to work with. Does get it around 1, but it is thrown right back at them. Aquamaniac gets it around 1, but demoed for his efforts. Again, the physical play has been so massive, and Izord is going the wrong way. Scaring me for a split second there. Minute 12 left. Untouchables only have a minute to find at least 2 goals, or they will be down and out of this tournament. Think of it, a minute away from the grand finals here. It's Jive working his way around. We have all 3 players with resources. Think of it, are playing lockdown right now.
Yeah, Aquamaniac trying to control this one in the corner. It's starting to run out of boost. It's a pretty great 50 out mid. Jive not able to catch up to that one as Baba just going to try to play a 50. It's a great fake from Xander to keep Baba guessing. This one's going to get out towards Aquamaniac. Gets it around 1 as this one's going to be caught by kind of SuperDubs and taken out to the corner here. Xander and Jive both pretty low. Xander with a great flick around 1, but Baba just going to boom that one away and keep trying to kill this clock.
30 seconds is all that stands away. Think of it going to the grand finals here. We see more pressure. Again, they cannot have a stupid mistake right now. You can see how defensive they are playing, just making sure they have the resources, getting a good read off the back ball. Baba Kanoosh slowing it down, try to take a low 50, gets it around 1. Again, just 50 after 50. They don't need to play boomer ball. One more goal would ice it up, but again, as the clock kicks down, Untouchables, what do you have left? You need to go right now.
Baba just going to pop that one up, and the clock just keeps on ticking down. You're at 0 seconds now. If you're FICK, just try to kill this ball. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And FICK are heading to the grand finals.
Heading to the grand finals, indeed. FICK of it, they survive some turmoil. Back and forth they go. They got their full squad. Baba Kanoush coming back. What a crazy performance of him, keeping everything in the chaos managed, as we saw so many craziness from SuperDubs and Izord. But in the end, FICK of it, they managed a Game 7 yesterday, a Game 6 here, and they are making a lower bracket run to the grand finals.
Yeah, they definitely are. So they've been a bit of a Cinderella team. Of course, they are the 4th seed, so can't say too much about that compared to some of the other teams like Granny Shifters, for example. But FICK of it, you know, they were in the losers bracket, and they've won both of their series now to get to grand finals. That doesn't always happen.
Yeah, it doesn't always happen, and I'm excited to definitely talk to some of these players and see who's going to be sent up here for the winners interview. But FICK of it, again, my only thing that I don't like about them winning is that we have to hear their theme song again in the walkouts.
You were the one that said it wasn't that bad.
Well, yeah, you know, you got to do it for the content. But regardless, like I said, FICK of it did end up surviving on this one. I will say a crazy, crazy performance. I did call out SuperDubs and Izord for not playing that great, in my opinion, yesterday. They massively stepped it up. And I think a lot of it was just kind of held together from Baba. As we saw so many times, he was staying back, making sure he had the resources. And he really was being that follow-up man, just consistent with shooting. That is what I think led them over the hump.
Yeah, no, they played very consistently, very well. Trying to think of words to say, but FICK of it, yeah, very great showing here over Untouchaballs. I don't really have anything else to say about that, but yeah, it's great to see Izord and Baba Kanoush back in the grand finals. I don't know if either of them have won a grand final, but I know that both of them have played in one before.
They have played in a couple, and I do have to say, you know, appreciate Untouchaballs, appreciate you guys making the drive out here, especially Aquamaniac, who has been with us for so many seasons and years. He does unfortunately have to bow out here, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the grand finals goes with FICK of it working their way here, and we do have a player interview as we've got Izord working his way up here. And this is where I say, how's it going playing at 9 a.m. Screaming?
Things are pimping, man.
Good, that's what I like to hear. All right, couple questions. So, first of all, how did it feel getting your full squad back with Baba coming here?
It was so nice. I mean, I think me and Dubs were kind of feeling it a little off yesterday, but just kind of, you know, the vibes knowing that Baba was going to be here really lifted us up, and we were both like, yeah, we're feeling it good today. I was playing a lot of hype music on the way up here. It was like, I call it curb stomp music. I was amped. I was like punching stuff in my car. I was so hyped. But no, the vibes were so awesome, especially in the warm-ups.
I love to hear that. So I'm kind of curious, you know, obviously you guys start going up in the series, and they do call that timeout, right? They do get 2 games off of you guys. Did you notice anything specific that they were changing? How did you change your strategy to counter that?
I don't really know if it was anything that they changed, that they took 2 games on us. It's just that we've kind of developed a demo-ish style.
Oh, we noticed.
Yeah.
We noticed.
Yeah, so I think after the first few games that they took on us, Dubs was like, yeah, we're not demoing as much, we're not playing as quick. So I think it was just kind of keep the pressure on, demo when you can, boost steal, keep them really low, and that's kind of, you know, how we succeeded.
So I did kind of notice a lot of the goals you guys gave up were just kind of either just whiffs or just kind of poor clears or just bad defensive rotation. Is there anything specific you guys are trying to like work on and that was a big thing? Or do you think it is just LAN nerves just trying to settle everything down?
No, I think there's just sometimes we're getting a little overwhelmed on defense because we're such an offensive heavy team, being able to keep that pressure up. So whenever we're on defense, sometimes we freak out a little bit, but it's just, you know, keeping comms up, making sure we have somebody on the backboard to clear if needed. And whenever I know we have a clear, I'm storming up the field, just, you know, waiting for a pass up. So.
Okay, so then a little bit of an interesting question. Obviously, you guys are going to the grand finals. You're right. You guys have a long time before you guys play. For you yourself, are you going to, you know, relax? You taking a nap? Are you just going to watch some games, get some food? When do you start to mentally get prepped again to play potentially 14 games more of Rocket League on stage?
Yeah, so I think the first step is definitely just listening to Thick of It on repeat, or Thick of It on repeat for like the next 3 hours. And then after the first 3 hours, then I think I'm gonna chug like 3-4 Dr. Peppers.
Love that.
And then I'll start to kind of, you know, get into the feel of things, whether that's, you know, kind of like a vibey, like just smooth kind of feel, or if I want to listen to that, you know, curb stomp playlist again, I'll listen to that. But I'll kind of take it as it comes, see how it goes. So.
Gotcha. So then, you know, serious question: how much confidence do you guys have going into the finals? Obviously, you've got, you know, Yellow Dog and his squad up in there, right? They're going to be a massive, massive test for you guys. Again, you have to bracket reset. Mm-hmm. So, do you have any specific game plan for them? Have you thought about it, or right now is it just we just got game 1 with series? Let's take a couple hours and just try to wrap our minds around it.
I feel like there's no really like specific game plan. I think Dubs has some really good notes that he might be hiding from us to kind of explain to us later. But I think our current game plan is just stick to our game plan. We've noticed that our team is really good at adapting and changing our play style if needed. But no, up until then, I think it's just going to keep vibes high. Obviously, we're really appreciative that Bob is back. Obviously, shout out Skull for carrying us yesterday, but. I think just vibes are up. Everyone's kind of feeling themselves and whatnot, so we're just going to take it as it comes.
Well, again, massive congratulations for making the Grand Finals. We have one more match before the Grand Finals start, right? We have one Div A match, which I'm super excited for. I know we've got a lot of friends, going to be there, so the crowd I'm expecting to be very, very hyped. But again, we've got a quick intermission. We're going to throw it to our last Div A match, and then the Grand Finals starts. So stick around. We'll be back very soon.